The goal, of course, is to create a giant wolf-like beast for little money. So I would use mostly materials I already had or could get free. Then I'd buy whatever I couldn't find. Starting with the head, I would sculpt a basic wolf-like head out of cardboard boxes I stole from everywhere. Snout, and then the ears. Then using duct tape, I would make a skin layer so it would keep its structure and hold together. And I'd mark where the eyes would be with red tape. I attached a bicycle helmet I got from Goodwill for $2. That way the wearer could just strap it onto their head. That way it acts more like a headdress than a mask. And the hands are monster hands I bought for cheap after Halloween at the local costume store. I stuffed them with newspaper to make them rigid, and shoved cardboard tubes in so anyone could just slip their arms in. For the first layers of hair, I used stretched out strands of thin plastic sheeting, and then later I would use some yarn to add some thickness, almost like it had dreadlocks. Faux fur can be bought from any craft store. I used pieces in strategic places, keeping note of what direction the fur was flowing in. Wanted to make it look windblown, like the wolf had been running in the forest. For the glowing red eyes, I placed paper over old eyeglass lenses, then placed red LEDs behind them. And I used black spray paint to give it a dirtier look. The first tests were all about trying to figure out the basic logistics of the costume, understand how the rest of the body was going to be built around the heads and the hands. I also wanted to understand how it would look with basic movements. The second tests were all about movement. You can see Richard holding the strap as it just wasn't tight enough, and that was something I had to fix later. Now I knew I couldn't afford to build a full fur body for the size that I wanted. I wanted these things to be giant, so I went with covering the creature with rugged material, like it was cloaked in rags. It would fill out the rest of its shape while hiding the operator underneath. When I built the head and put the hands together, I had movies like Dog Soldiers and Predator in mind. When designing the body, I took my inspiration from Jim Henson, thinking of Dark Crystal or Labyrinth. Took an old backpack, using a piece of wood, some PVC pipe, and a lot of wire hangers. I built a wire frame and dressed it with thin plastic sheeting, first gray and then black. And I spent some time really trying to build up the shoulders. I wanted them to be huge, big and bulky, so they matched, the size of the head, or actually bigger than the size of the head. After adding more material, using a bit of black spray paint, really doing a bit of tweaking here and there, we finally had our monster. Now, in order to simulate that there were several of them, I shot Richard and the outfit in several spots in one shot. Then I composed all the shots into one, adding effects and color correction where needed. Now, the whole point of the beasts were to be body count. They're the stormtroopers of the plot. Something for our Red Riding Hood to slaughter, shoot, and blow up. And I did all the blowing up in post using Sony Vegas and Action Essentials. I layered the necessary visual effects elements as needed, cropped, moved the footage around, added appropriate lens elements and motion blur, and boom, dead werewolf. Utilizing materials I already had, this beast only cost me about $47. It's not bad for a werewolf army.